Tommy, a tough learning experience, but a learning experience tonight because you had to use your squad. The younger players got a run. People have been asking for it, and they coped quite well.
Yeah, people have been asking for it, and more local lads there, and they did very well, I thought, overall. Couple of sloppy goals conceded. I thought Scott Kirkland did well in the middle. It's just we took him out. We felt we need to make a change or two just to kind of get a foothold in the game, and that worked. Darren Wanku, stand to him. Darren Collins, I thought, did very well as well. Martin Coughlin, it was tough for him there as well, and Colin Kelly got his first start too. So, we got Nico on the pitch. So yeah, it's good for him, Mike. Look, there was a multitude of reasons. Obviously, we played very well on Friday night, but we found last year, anytime we played a full-time team on a Monday, that if we put the same team out again, we were well beaten. And we have also then lads travelling the country for little or no money, so to do it for the love of it, and you have to give them optimism they can get into the team.
When it went to 2-0, you feared the worst and you start thinking cricket score, but you got a goal back and you made a game of it for 15-20 minutes. You'll be disappointed then with the nature of the third and fourth. A bit easier than expected for Waterford.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there were from our point of view, there were 4 goals to give away, all 4 probably. There was none of them excellent goals by any means, but they're a very good side and they apply that pressure, and they're a full-time side, and they're only going to get better, I'd say, over the next few months. So hopefully we can do better the next time, which I think we will.
It hurts when a Limerick man scores a hat-trick, doesn't it? There's no point disguising the fact that the likes of Edward McCarthy up in Galway, Killian Bruder in Galway, and Limerick players, I suppose, scattered all over the country, even in the Premier Division, the Carl O'Sullivans, of this world. But tonight, seeing a Limerick man score 3 goals and not playing for the home side, it's got to kind of deeply hurt the people who care about the game locally.
Yeah, look, and I coached all of those lads probably in the past, and the good thing about it is they're all full-time, I suppose. That's a good thing for Limerick and the region, and we hadn't got that in the past. So every one of those are playing full-time football, and more power to them. It's great for them. And it shows that there is obviously talent here, and we just have to, like we keep saying, get the off-the-pitch stuff right, and significant investment and improvement has to go in. When you see teams like Waterford who are training, full-time 6, 7, 8 times a week or whatever they train, where we train twice, it's always going to be very difficult, Mike, and they're at that now 2 or 3 years, so we're obviously way behind, but hopefully we can keep growing that and have a plan in place, and put a plan in place that we can somehow get full-time or close to full-time, whatever way we do it in the near future.
Kerry on Friday, obviously you went down there and probably left 2 points behind earlier in the season. A lot of players to come back into the fold. More optimistic looking ahead to Friday's game?
Yeah, look, I think we're playing well, Mike. We're not playing terribly poor or anything. The lads are working hard for each other. A good group of lads. They're working very hard. Kerry obviously they're a good side. They're they held Waterford to 1-0 down there in Waterford. So. And they put up the Galway last week. They have threats all over the park, but we have to believe that we can win. And I think we can win most games. The full-time teams are always going to be hard, but if you look at the games we played in, Waterford was the one where they beat us well tonight. But other than that, we were in all the games, and I include Cove when they beat us 3-0 in that as well, and Bray 1-0 and Galway 1-0. So we have an opportunity in any game we play, but we have to start turning them into 3 points.
You've probably left 6 to 8 points behind you in the first series of games. You've played everybody now, and I suppose nothing really to fear. Only what you know about the full-time teams is you can't compete with them, and that's the reality of the situation. But a kick of the ball then between the rest of you.
Yeah, look, and you can always beat the full-time teams on your day. Of course you can, but it's more difficult. But I would definitely agree with that. It's the top 2 are going to be the top 2, and after that then it's a toss of a coin. You can get a result every week, and it just hasn't been falling our way really, and some of that's our own fault. Sloppy mistakes. We have to cut out those sloppy errors, and we have to tighten up all over the park, and hopefully put a few clean sheets. We haven't got a clean sheet in round 1, you know, and hopefully we can start round 2 with clean sheet.
Crowd-wise tonight, it wasn't bad for a Monday night, to be fair. I know you're always looking for more, Tommy, but they want results as well, so you got to try and find that perfect combination in the second series of games to get into contention for any kind of a playoff place, because 5th is achievable, but you'll need a good run of games behind you.
It is, but look, as I've been saying for the last 2 years, Mike, you know, where are we going if we get into the playoffs? Are we going up? You know, it's difficult in the first division, and don't get me wrong, of course we want to get to the playoffs and we want to get into them, but we have to have a plan, and you know, it's very difficult with the resources we have to be getting into playoffs year on year. You know, we've said that from the start. You know, are we in a false position? The last 2 years we've been in false positions probably. This is the reality of it. This is where we're at. But that doesn't mean we won't go fighting and trying to get in, win every game. We will, but you have to take it game by game. It's no point in talking about playoffs with 25 games to go, and that's not being disingenuous to you. And I get it. We have to get wins. Don't get me wrong. I know it's results business, but it's also, as you said, about getting the balance and getting players on the pitch and building a team for the future. And I think that's what we need to do.